Lewis Hamilton just dropped a truth bomb. Mercedes is ahead of Ferrari, but can the Scuderia catch up before it's too late? Grab a seat. Things are about to get interesting. Lewis Hamilton has dropped a bombshell, revealing that a critical part of his Ferrari SF25 has been severely underperforming, but it's being fixed. The seven-time world champion finished a disappointing seventh at the Japanese Grand Prix on Sunday, while teammate Charles Leclerc powered his way to fourth. Despite dominating the sprint race in China, Hamilton has consistently trailed Leclerc in every Ferrari outing so far, with Leclerc running a lonely race behind podium finishers Max Verstappen, Lando Norris, and Oscar Piastri at Suzuka. In a race marked by few overtakes, Hamilton battled through, finally passing Isaac Hadjar for P7, finishing just behind Mercedes' George Russell and Kimi Antonelli. But after the checkered flag, Hamilton revealed to Sky F1 that a key issue with his car had been hampering his performance across the first three races, and he's determined to get it sorted. I'm really hoping when that's fixed, I'll start getting a bit better results. Speaking to the gathered reporters at Suzuka, Hamilton made it clear that the speed he managed to unlock from his Ferrari was the absolute limit of what the car could deliver that day. "I'm happy I moved forwards," Hamilton said after the race. "I'm really hoping in the next race we'll see hopefully some positive changes. Through the first three races, there's been a bit of a deficit between both sides of the garage on an element of the car, so on my side, something underperforming. My pace, I think, considering, as I said, I was maximum today, I didn't have anything else in the car. We've got underperformance happening at the rear of the car this weekend, and obviously qualifying position is key. I think I probably would have been overtaken by the Mercedes if I was any further ahead, and I'm hoping the next race we can somehow get a bit closer." With the Bahrain Grand Prix just around the corner, Hamilton placed Ferrari in fourth in the current pecking order, behind McLaren, Mercedes, and Red Bull. While he acknowledged that there would be progress made on the car, he stopped short of confirming whether the SF25 would feature upgrades in Scuderia. When asked about the team's chances for next weekend, he responded, "It's definitely going to be interesting for sure. I just hope we're a little bit closer. I think we're probably the fourth fastest, clearly at the moment, and I think we are a little bit off the other guys in terms of performance downforce level-wise, so we've got some work to do to close the gap. We will slowly progress the car. It'll be interesting to see when people get upgrades over the season. We've got a lot of work to be able to close the gap into the top cars, the top guys. They've probably got 3 or 4 tenths on us, so we've got a lot of work to bring upgrades for that." And adding insult to injury, Lewis has admitted to the fact that Mercedes are faster than Ferrari at the moment. At a circuit notorious for its difficulty in overtaking, Hamilton found himself powerless to challenge his former team, who, despite having the performance edge, couldn't get past Leclerc either. "Mercedes are faster than us, which is why you saw them so close to Charles. They just have more pace than us at the moment. When I was behind him, Kimi Antonelli, he was just so much quicker through certain parts of the circuit I couldn't follow." However, Hamilton does feel that even if he had fared better in Saturday's grid-setting session, it would have been fruitless come race day. Finishing over 10 seconds adrift of Antonelli, he maintained he could not have obtained more from his SF25. "I was at my maximum today. I didn't have anything else in the car," the 7-time F1 Drivers' Champion explained. With the kind of performance happening at the rear of the car this weekend, qualifying position was key. "I think I probably would have been overtaken by the Mercedes if I was any further forward." The 2025 season has been a tough and disappointing one for Ferrari, with the only standout moment being Hamilton's pole and victory in the China sprint race. After Sunday's Grand Prix at Suzuka, Hamilton revealed that his car has been suffering from a persistent issue that's been causing it to underperform for the last 3 races. "I did the best I could today. I was generally lacking performance compared to the cars ahead of me, particularly the Mercedes, the McLaren, and obviously the Red Bull," Hamilton said. "We found something on the car that has been underperforming for the last 3 races, so I am really hoping when that is fixed that I will start getting better results. I'm losing just over a tenth a lap with the issue we have. I'm hoping at the next race it's fixed. Otherwise, qualifying is clearly really very important. I'm just not extracting the best out of the tyres, so that's something to work on. When asked if Ferrari are confident they can fix the problem, Hamilton responded, "They are aware of it. They don't know what's caused it or why, so when the new component comes, it will be gone, and it will be the same with both cars. Considering that I'm relatively happy with the race pace that I did have, given what I had. Otherwise, a good performance from the team. The engineers and the mechanics all did a good job. Ferrari have struggled with ride height issues throughout the first 3 races of the season, with Hamilton being disqualified from the Chinese Grand Prix after excessive wear was found on his plank. Rumours in the paddock suggest that Ferrari can't run their car stiff with high fuel loads, forcing them to raise the ride height beyond what both drivers prefer, ultimately costing performance. However, Ferrari has yet to publicly address the issue. There are some rumours in the paddock that there is a fundamental problem with the rear of this car, Sky Sports F1 presenter Simon Lazenby said. They are kind of skirting around it at the moment, but you wonder if it is an individual issue, whether they are going to be able to develop their way around it, or at some point they go, "We're not going to be able to fix it and catch up with Red Bull and McLaren this year. We'll have to switch focus to 2026. Jack Villeneuve, another Sky pundit, has chimed in saying, "It gives credit to the rumour that there's something at the rear, and they have to run it higher," and so on. He said there's something going on, nobody has a clue why it's happening, but once we have something new that's built, the issue should be away. So it sounds like a stiffness issue somewhere. Something that's happening, and it looks like they are making a whole new bit because they are not sure which one is creating the issue. On the other side of the garage, Leclerc was left to finish the race in the same position he started, unable to match the pace of Red Bull's Max Verstappen and the McLaren duo at Suzuka. The Monegasque driver stayed close during the opening stint, but ultimately crossed the line more than 16 seconds behind Verstappen, the eventual winner. Leclerc revealed that Ferrari was losing significant time to the McLarens throughout the lap, but he believes the biggest deficit was coming in the sweeping S's. When asked where McLaren was gaining the most on Ferrari, Leclerc responded, "A bit everywhere. Maybe if anything the first sector was a little bit weaker, but that's only by eye, which can be a little bit confusing sometimes in the car. Because with the speed you have this yo-yo effect as well that is difficult to take everything out of it, because they were still quite far, like 2 seconds ahead. But my feeling was that we weren't particularly good in the first sector." So, do you think Ferrari can catch up with the frontrunners come race day in Bahrain? Let me know your thoughts down below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't before you leave. Cheers!